No, man. If it's on Spotify, it's got to be owned by somebody.
All right, I'm gonna sing in the background so it drowns out the audio.
Fair enough. You know what else you can sing to?
Our theme song, our
Well,
opening
intro.
opening. Oh,
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, collectors of all ages, it is Aussieverse. We are back with an Aussieverse for Live, episode number 46. And it is a Friday night, and that means drinking, smoking, and talking crap. Sharif, how are you?
I am loaded up. I just finished dinner, so excuse my indigestion if it comes up or even a. But
Well, we'll
I
give
am
you
good,
another.
brother. How are you?
We'll give you another minute while we say g'day to our four lifers. These are our paid members. We call them four lifers.
So
And there is
many.
going to be exclusive material coming their way soon. And there is a few YouTube channels I want to mention here. Rob's Fat Stacks of Comics, Heroes for Hire Comic Club, still only 35 cents. Simple Simon and Cliff on Comics. I implore you to go check out those channels too, because they are absolutely fantastic. And if you want to support Aussieverse, the best way to do it is not necessarily being a paid member, but just simply subscribing to the videos. Now, Sharif, it's been a little while since we've done one of these, so we're just going to be talking some stuff, man. Let's say good day to people that are actually here, and that is, Matt, I should have done this for an intro. Sorry, mate. Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, crack that comic, peruse the pages, Beau and Sharif for fun beyond belief. Escape the boredom, stress, and strife. It's Aussieverse for life. Man, he keeps coming up with good stuff for us. I like that. We should use that at the end. Beyond, good evening, my mates across the ditch. Dude, if you want to come on, feel free to. I've sent you the link, I believe. I'm loaded up, Sharif. Sullivan, always good to see you, my friend. Thank you for dropping by. I really appreciate it. And Claudia, how you doing? All right. So, Sharif, how you been, man? How's life? Before we get into some comic stuff.
Yeah, pretty good, pretty good. Comic stuff. Just a little tension this afternoon. Our mate Steve in our chat group, he shared the link to the latest Superman trailer.
Oh, that's right. He did too. Well, was it really a trailer, or was it just like a little bit of a trailer? A scene, part of a scene, right?
True. That first scene was an extended scene of what we've already seen.
But it's still good.
It is. It showed the extent of battle damage Superman had just prior to the crash, and it is bad. He's in a bad state.
Yeah. What I liked about it was that not only did it show how bad Superman was, like you said, but when Krypto is jumping on him like a playful dog, which even if we were like, unless he got broken ribs, I guess I can't really imagine my dog ever jumping on me and it actually hurting, but you can see that it hurts Superman. So it's like, not only that, but like because it's Super Dog, obviously he's a lot heavier, or stronger, I should say. But yeah, man, I really did enjoy that. What do you think about the robots?
Number 10, she's cute.
which makes me automatically think, in the trailer how he's holding a robot.
Yes.
It makes me think like we're going to get to like that robot, and it's going to get smashed.
Man, this is like one of those scenes where there's a dog in the movie, and somehow the dog gets offed, and then you why?
Did you see that I linked the link that I sent in our Aussieverse chat? People go check out Hizzy on YouTube, HISHE, and it stands for How It Should Have Ended. And every time there's a Marvel movie out, or anything really with Marvel, they do this animated, very, very funny version of either the trailer or how the movie should have ended. And they did a recent one with, all the chairs, Sharif, that we just recently got, all the names.
The Marvel, yep.
Yeah. So I shared that video in our chat where they do it, but they do it in a way which is pretty much what everybody's thinking as the camera's panning. And it's so funny, man. Hishe, Hishe on YouTube.
Check it out. Yeah. Coming back to Soup's injury, after that scene where he's being rejuvenated, or
the sun.
It's magnifying glass upon magnifying glass upon magnifying glass.
Yeah. You don't buy that.
It just reminds me of going to the optometrist where they just change lenses. Yep, clear, not clear. Number 1, number 2. But yeah.
Right. I bought it, but I was wondering, why is he in pain?
The bones are getting realigned and refused. My question is, the scene right after that where he's battling that dragon. So the extent of his injuries, did that come from battling that dragon, or was it something else?
Nah.
Is Mr. Terrific that monumental that he could injure Soups?
Nah, man. Now I'm saying this like I've seen the movie. But what I gathered is, what I think is, from the knowledge that I know, is there's an evil version of, I don't know if it's the same actor, that hasn't been confirmed, but there's an evil version of Superman in this movie, right? And you don't know if it's, I don't think it is, but you don't know if it's, what's the one with the U?
Ultraman.
Ultraman. But that's why there's this character that's like the black costume guy in The Boys, all covered up, because that's meant to be I don't know if it's Bizarro or just another universe. I don't know, but apparently that's the thing. So I think the reason why he's so beat up is because that, whatever it is, has beaten the crap out of him. I could be completely wrong. And I think that dragon kaiju scene, I wouldn't be surprised if in the beginning of the movie or at some part of the movie, they do a little bit of a montage and Superman's been doing this around the world and this around the world. And that dragon, that everything that we've seen in that trailer is that bit. That's it. And it's just like, might show Superman punching it or something. I don't actually think that's a part of the bigger storyline. That's just my theory. Because I've seen trailers for years, man. You know how they work.
Misdirection, always. So how pumped are you? At what level are you? When this comes out?
Surprisingly, I'm at a 10, and the reason why I'm at a 10 is because I should be more pumped for the Marvel movies for obvious reasons, right? But it's Superman, man. Like, anytime a Superman movie comes out, it's special, right? A solo Superman movie anyway. But what excites me about this one so much is, before I'd even seen anything, just everything that we've heard about what they want to do with this new Superman and the things that they have shown in the trailer that stick to the roots of Superman. We give shit to the costume a bit, and even I do, I got to admit, but it's not bad. It's just, we want the classic S. That's the problem. That's the problem. But we'll get used to it. But yeah, man, I'm dying for a Superman movie that's hopeful, which we haven't gotten from Henry Cavill. God rest his portrayal. He was very good, and it wasn't his fault, but they were brooding a lot. It looks like a hopeful Superman movie, man. What about you?
I'm gonna give myself a little bit of wiggle room. I'd say 8.5, just so that that little bit gives me a little room for potential disappointment, which I really hope that I don't I don't be. But yeah, just like you said, this time around, the colors just pop a little bit more, a little bit brighter. The contrast to the to the to the colors are really really good. So it's I, I think in that sense it's much closer to the comics, where like the word you use, hopeful. Like, hey, that means hope. Um, yeah, so I I am just giving that little bit space for potential disappointment.
Well, usually I do as well, man. Which is why I'm surprising myself because, like, if I was at a pub talking to my mates, I might be more like, yeah, 8, but if I'm being really honest, the little boy in me is just like, it's a Superman movie. So I can't help but just be pumped. Plus, I believe in, which adds to the 10. I believe in James Gunn. I reckon he really knows what he's doing. And for those people that are going, oh, there's too many characters in it, they may very well be right. They may be right. However, I know we shouldn't be basing it on past DC movies and what we've seen in the past, I guess, because anything could be new. But I wouldn't be surprised if Guy Gardner, Hawk Girl, Mr. Terrific, maybe Metamorpho, if they're already on some sort of a team, and that's how you get so many characters in a movie doing some kind of a storyline with all of them, but not needing so much camera time individually, which is what people are afraid of when you have too many characters, right? So, yeah, that wouldn't surprise me, man. What do you think about these other characters coming in?
I'm just hoping that it's not James Gunn way of trying to rush the universe. Yeah, I mean, we've lived 10 years worth of Marvel movies. We've grown with Marvel for that 10 and then now plus years. I just hope this is not Warner Brothers or DC's way of trying to catch up again, where I felt did with Justice League. Was it New Dawn? It yeah. With James Gunn helming the ship right now, I'm really hoping that he or someone gets it right, and then this will be a new era for that cinematic universe.
Yep, totally agree. Matty, I'm much more of a Marvel fan. I do like DC too, but I'm hoping Superman is great and can jumpstart some good DC films. That's right. And you know this is like their Iron Man, right? Like if this flopped, which I don't see how it's possible, but if it flops, that's the end of the DC universe in films. You know what I mean? But I don't think anything's going to beat Snow White at the moment, man.
Well, I don't want to go there, but I know what you mean.
Dude, have you seen the rating on IMDb?
No, because I honestly I don't give a shit for that incarnation of Snow White.
Dude, it's 1 point something on IMDb. 1 point something. I've never seen a movie that bad.
Too generous.
Have you seen it?
No, I've seen bits and bits of it.
Enough.
Yeah.
We had somebody in the background, but they disappeared. Yeah, man. Okay. Well, then on to the bigger news, yeah? Spider-Man.
Spider-Man?
You didn't know the news. They had CinemaCon the other day.
I haven't been keeping up. No. So when you shared that image in our chat, I was thinking, wait, I thought because Amazing Spider-Man is what's the word, rebooted with a new number one. I thought maybe, you know how things are getting rehashed.
The movies being rebooted to a number one.
What? No, not
the movies.
No, the comics.
Amazing Spider-Man. I was going to say.
No, and my point is, how old storylines are getting rehashed, and like Secret Wars,
Yeah.
84, and then now 2015, and then something else gets the name gets reused, and I thought Amazing Spider-Man #1 or what the upcoming issues would be Brand New Day, but no, not the movie. I had no idea.
It does make sense though. Like I instantly, when I heard it, went ick because I'm associating it with Brand New Day, But I don't think it's going to be. It's obviously you'd hope it's nothing like that, right? You're hoping it's just the name alone. It's not going to be actually taking anything from the actual storyline because they've already done the forgetting Peter Parker. So it's not like he's going to go back and make a deal with Mephisto in the comics. So the only thing that's carried over from that story is that everybody's forgotten who Peter Parker is. Do you see where I'm going?
My concern is if you're reacting to that as you are right now, you're just hoping it's not. Will it have negative effects for comic readers? Where non-comic readers will, oh yeah, Brand New Day, Tom Holland's coming back because nobody knows his Spider-Man. It's a brand new day for him, not for everyone else, because for everyone else it's like it's every other day, but for him it's a brand new day. But for comic readers,
like restarting.
Yeah,
he's gotten rid of all the Iron Man tech.
I just hope that tagline doesn't have the same kind of effect with other viewers who are comic readers. Just like
I think Spider-Man is what, the #1 or #2 most popular superhero in the world. So I don't think it doesn't matter what they call it. It's still going to freaking be huge, especially if they keep upping the ante like they've been doing every movie. It's Spider-Man's money, baby. We just need a Clone Saga on the big screen. Introduce Ben Reilly to the movies, man. Oh, how good would that be? So the date they released is sometime in 2027. 2027, man.
Yeah, can you just imagine how old Tom Holland will be and look by then?
Well, I don't want to wait till 2027, but it is what it is.
At the end of the last movie, he just got into college.
Yeah.
And college is what? You're 18, 19. He may look young-ish now, but by the time it comes out, he's gonna be how old is Tom Holland?
Oh, I'm guessing it's like 25 to 30.
Late 20s? Mid to late 20s?
Yeah.
He'll look
He'll be fine. I reckon he's got one of these Michael J. Fox faces, where you don't age.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was going to say Martin Short, but I'm sure that guy's had a lot of work done. Yeah, man. And apparently they're looking for a woman to cast in the film. I think they said somewhere between 30s and 50s, and it's rumored to be the villain of the movie. So with that wide of an age gap, they're trying to work out who's the villain. And I'm like, the names that the rumors are going around are like not anybody that you would want as the main villain in a Spider-Man movie, So it's got to be wrong. It's obviously just people talking shit at the moment. But still, they are trying to cast a 30 to 50-year-old woman to play a major role in it. Did you see that the girl from Stranger Things, the orange-haired girl, what's her name? Sadie something. She's been cast as a major character, apparently possible new love interest for Tom Holland, and she's a redhead. Mary Jane from another universe, maybe.
Who might that be?
So that'll be interesting.
Dude, speaking of Mary Jane,
Yeah.
the comics.
Oh, you want to talk about Venom, do you?
Let's jump on that.
I wasn't prepared for this. I was not prepared
Your
for Mary Jane Venom. KJB.
your
You go
initial
first.
reaction when you found out. Where were
What?
you? What were you doing when you found out?
I think I read Bleeding Cool. And yeah, they announced it there. And I thought it was an April Fool's joke, but it wasn't April Fool's yet. And I'm like, what date is it? I just didn't believe it. I thought there's no way. Like, you know, I was putting money down that it was Luke Cage, remember? Thank
Yeah.
God, not literally. And not, I mean, don't get me wrong, I expected to be wrong, but not Mary Jane. But then somebody explained it to me in a way where it was one reason it could be good is because the symbiote carries all of the memories and emotions and everything of its past hosts. So, and then it gives those memories to its new host. So the symbiote being on Mary Jane, now Mary Jane might be able to understand the deeper connection Peter Parker had with the symbiote and why it was so hard to get rid of and who the symbiote is now. It could make for an interesting dynamic depending on how it's written. As long as Jackpot is gone and that character is dead and buried, then we're winning. The only thing we need now is for Paul to die and just be erased from existence, and we're maybe back on track with a new good Spider-Man book.
Yeah, I was just about to ask about about Paul. If Mary Jane gets all of this imprinted memories from past hosts and Venom himself, how would her relationship between these two men then evolve to? How I haven't been keeping up with current or even just recent Spider-Man books, but
Yeah.
uh, from what I gathered, she's got a fairly solid relationship with Paul.
Yep.
But then now she has all this information in her head. Is it gonna play mind games with her, and
No,
then
I
she's
don't
gonna
think
get
so. Because
torn
Venom's really
between these
good
two?
now. You
Mm.
know, Venom's the symbiote itself is more of a hero than it's ever been in its whole. You know what I mean? Its whole personality and character has changed completely. But yeah, so I don't think it's going to be anything like that. It's not like she's wearing Carnage, which she does in the Gwenpool. In Spider-Gwen's universe. So yeah, I don't think it's going to be anything like that. Matt says new tweaks. Aunt May is bitten by a radioactive hobo. Hydra Man is played by a ridiculously over baby oil P Diddy. No, and Dr. Octopus brought new tentacles on Timo. Maybe he has 3 legs. One works, kind of. Some of that's a little bit plausible. Most of it is not.
Not
yeah,
in
man.
the 616.
Yeah. So Mary Jane is Venom, man. Like I don't see that lasting, right? Because let's be real, man. It's got to be Eddie Brock, right? I don't care what Eddie Brock's going through right now or what he's doing. He's got to always come back to the symbiote, yeah? Otherwise, you know. What was the last Venom you read?
Last Venom.
Yeah. Like where were you up to until you stopped reading it?
Kate's, I think. Even then, it's not a solid read of the series.
So do you know that after Kate's, when he becomes all this King in Black God and all this sorts of shit, he goes through all this time travel and all this sorts of crap in that new run, but he ends up becoming like a human symbiote. So he uses his like skin and veins and shit and can use it just like a symbiote, you know? And it sounds really creepy, but it worked. And it didn't. I don't think it lasted because now he's like with Carnage, and that's a storyline. Mary Jane's with what's Dylan Brock doing now then? That's a question. When are you going to read? When are you going to catch up with Venom?
That's the with the next couple of weeks. I'm just gonna finish off filling gaps in my collection for my custom work. I am severely cutting back on getting current new books, which I'm hoping to get enough time to get through this. So hopefully, to answer your question, sometime this year.
Yeah, okay. I've enjoyed it a bit, but not as much as I should have. I mean, it's a bit of a long thing. Like you definitely got to read it in trades or hardcovers, in my opinion.
Collection.
Waiting month to month for that, you need to read it in a flow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then again, that's just my opinion. I've still been reading X-Men.
How's that coming out?
So I think I just finished, and I say just because I kind of read it mostly digital, even though I own it, because that's where I'm traveling, right? I think I just finished Uncanny X-Men Omnibus #1. So I've now got to go read some X-Men classics and then go to volume 2. But there's a few other things I could be reading as well. Like I could be reading Champions 1 to 15, which is where Iceman and Angel went during this time. And there's X-Men First Class, which was an 8-issue miniseries. So there's a few other things that I need to read at the same time. You know what I mean? I'm doing the Crushing Crisis reading order. And if you don't know what Crushing Crisis is, go Google that. That's Crisis with a K, because this guy has the best reading orders on the planet. On the planet. They are so comprehensive. They are easy to read. It's just freaking amazing. Have you ever used them?
No, but I have been trying to catch Peter on his Monday shows where where he goes through all of the comics that he read for that week that just came out, and it's like 1 minute synopsis, 1 minute quick views of all of the stuff that he's got through, and
great host, isn't
a lot. Oh my goodness,
yeah.
He is a ferocious reader.
Yeah, and I love it when he hates something. I love it when he hates something. So passionate about it. It's so good, man. That's Crushing Crisis with a K. Crisis with a K. Yeah, okay. So anything else about Spider-Man? Have you? No, I think that's all I've got. Have you got anything else?
Just at the point where you mentioned earlier about reading not monthlies. That is exactly my stance for watching TV series as well. So right now I've got Daredevil on pause. I've watched episode 1 and 2, I think, and then the season is only one. Yeah, because it's been a while.
1 or is it 2?
Huh?
Is it 1 or is it 2?
1 and or 2. Because all right.
What do you mean?
All right, so I think we're on episode 5 right now. So that's been, isn't it? I don't know. I've paused it. I've not watched.
No, you're like I'm watching 1 or 2 episodes, but we're on episode 5.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If 5 is out now, I've stopped for 3-4 weeks already. So it's a little bit hazy. What I'm gonna do is, once 7 is out and 8 is almost out, I'm gonna sit 7, 8 out, and then bang 8.
I thought we were about to do a who's on first, what's on second scenario there for a minute. I'm not kidding. Sorry, Matt, I missed this. Bo, who is a Spider-Man villain who hasn't either appeared or was underused in the past you would like to see? God, what a question. What a question. Oh my God. I don't know if I can pick one, man. I've got so many. Like, I was so excited before we even knew a Craven movie was coming out to see Craven, right? And I'm talking the proper way. Like, say what you will about Craven. Some people love it, some people hate it. But come on, man. I wanted a full-on Russian, like hunting Spider-Man. And anyway, that would have been a good one, dude. Okay, so who's one that hasn't appeared? Out of all of his main ones, I don't know, man. I think Mr. Negative would look really cool in a movie. The shit you could do to Spider-Man, going into that world of trying to turn him evil, and I think the negative effect would look really good. But I feel like I'm skipping somebody. It's like I feel like I should have way more answers than this, to be honest. And I'm really, really struggling at the moment. What about yourself, Sharif?
Yeah, just before you mentioned that, Mr. Negative, I was just gonna like prompt you with that one. That is yeah. No,
you know what would be a good one? If like you couldn't do it in this version until the Green Goblin's come and gone, but you have somebody find a Green Goblin hidden stash, right? That guy becomes the Hobgoblin. But in the same movie, he wears a mask maybe once and goes out and does stuff. And then the next thing you know, he's making a deal with a demon. And he becomes the Hobgoblin, just like in the comics. You know what I mean? And you got to fight that version of a Hobgoblin. That would be pretty sick to see, I reckon. Scorpion, yeah. Well, actually, Scorpion would be the natural progression if you use that same actor that was in Better Call Saul. He's the guy that played the Scorpion. Yeah, that's a good choice. Rhino, I always wanted to see a new Rhino after Andrew Garfield, and they ruined that in Craven for me. You're never going to see a third Rhino. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, I saw bits of the guy transforming into the Rhino in Craven, and I just went, oh, right, okay.
Yeah. And bring back Keaton as the Vulture again. See, you know what annoys me, man? I love Michael Keaton, right? Love him. But, and don't get me wrong, I know why, but the Vulture was like, why couldn't they? I wanted him a bit more comic book accurate, man. One of the things that attracts me to the Vulture, which I think attracts other people too, right, is he's meant to be an old man that really can't do any fighting, but he's got the technology in his wings and shit. It's not till later that they do the cancer storyline and he's sucking people's energy where he gets younger. And, and Michael Keaton was great, but that's just not the Vulture I wanted, that's not the Vulture I've always wanted, man. Same with the lizard. Like, that doesn't look like the lizard. Give me the freaking snout and shit, man. Why did they take off the snout? The lizard's always had a snout. What the hell?
One thing I can tell you is that they didn't make the movie for you.
Yeah. Hammerhead and Tombstone. Man, Tombstone would be good. You know what was always creepy about Tombstone? When I was a little kid reading Spider-Man, which I don't think they do anymore, is Tombstone would always whisper. Right? It had the not the font, but you know how they have the lines, and it tells you that somebody's always whispering. Every time Tombstone spoke in the 80s and 90s comics, he'd always whisper. He couldn't go any higher. And that's what made him more creepier than just the way that he looks and his powers. And these days they don't do that. Imagine the guy looking like Tombstone, man, in white, stone cold white. He's an African American, but he's like pale. And he's tall and he's big and he's just like, I can kill you, Spider-Man. That's a character you want to see in a film, right? In like a mob version of Spider-Man. Hammerhead would be hilarious. Like just talking like forget about it, straight out of a movie. I've obviously always wanted to see a Jackal. Like his teacher becomes crazy. They could give it a different reason why.
Could they introduce Jackal and then your dream of getting the Clone Saga come true.
Well, yeah, yeah, that'll never happen. That'll never happen. Working for the Rose, then you spring the Hobgoblin. Yeah, see, good one. I mean, they all have these years of great stories to pick from. Boy, do they ever. Yeah, man, absolutely. Mr. Negative, yeah. You don't know that, Miss Robin? Mr. Negative, man. You got to Google that. Spider-Man, Mr. Negative. It's a villain of Asian American descent, I think, anyway. And he has a power where obviously he looks like a negative photo, but he has this power to infect his negativity on you, and it changes you as a person, and you sort of turn into your evil self. And he can then like make you one of his minions and shit. It's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool. Yeah, okay. I just explained all that. I'm horribly sorry. I'm horribly sorry.
Should have read that first before you go on your spiel.
I thought he was asking who Mr. Negative was. Before. God damn it. Oh, man. All right. Man, I can't believe people haven't mentioned of the Spider-Man villains that I can't think of right now. Well, there's so many, man. I always wonder why they never put Kingpin in the Spidey. Well, yeah, because Daredevil, right? That's why they don't want two versions, And now we're going to get Kingpin in Spider-Man, most likely in the next movie. Speaking of Daredevil, no, you said you've already only seen 2 episodes. I can't talk to you about any more of Daredevil then. God damn it, Sharif.
Just non-spoilers.
I don't know how to talk non-spoilers.
No, you don't.
There's fighting and stuff, and people show up, and things happen. God, all right. Well, moving on. Are you watching anything else? Anything maybe not even to do with comics?
Lots or nothing to do. Well, I've been catching up on a lot of comic-related YouTube videos just to, because I don't read as much as I'd like to. So that's one way for me to keep up with what's happened, what's happening, what's gonna happen. And this room is like I see my screen more than I see my kids right now, because just because.
I nod with empathy, like I have children, and understand. They can bring Morlin, maybe, man. I'd be all for Morlin as long as they only leave it at Morlin and not his family and doing all that. Like, don't get me wrong, they could do that as long as the build-up to it was justified and not just throwing it out there. But Morlin alone, just like in JMS's run, that'd be all right.
So the Morlin in JMS's run, we already have a Peter who is really, really experienced, and yet he gets his ass handed to him. If we introduce Morlin too early with Tom Holland, at this point, I still feel that he's trying to find his way. Will it be a fair fight? Because come on,
I don't think he's trying to find his way by now. Like, he's had all these adventures in space, and he's had his own 3 movies and villains and shit. Where at the end of it, it's like, hey, I'm now your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. I think, if anything, that says he's ready to go. I'm Spider-Man now. I'm not like, hey, Mr. Stark, hey, Mr. Stark. Now I'm Spider-Man, and this is my city, and I'm going to protect. That's what I reckon, Spider-Man. That's what I hope. I didn't know this.
True. Yeah. Did it? Because of rights?
Must be. Yeah, I've got no idea why. You know what I've watched recently that's got nothing to do with comics? A show called White Lotus. Have you heard of this one?
I've been hearing about it on the radio. The people talking about it, they're saying it's so good. I've checked it out. I tried to find out what it was on Wiki. I've got season 1 and season 2 on standby right now. So you've started watching it?
Yeah, I've nearly finished it.
Season 3 as well?
Yeah. So every season is a new hotel.
Mm.
And it's good stories, man. You know, the first one is in Hawaii, and you get into the characters and you enjoy it. The second one is in Italy, and that's good too. You might even like it better than the first one. And the third one that I'm watching now that's coming out weekly is in Thailand.
So for those of you who aren't aware or familiar with White Lotus,
Hey, JP, how are you, brother?
welcome.
I thought I'd crash your stream.
Good on you. Perfect timing. Sharif, sorry, what were you saying?
Can you give a quick synopsis of what White Lotus is about?
Yeah, man. KJB, have you heard of this show, White Lotus?
It's not kung fu related, is it?
No, not at all, man. Not at all. I wish.
No.
That'd make it more. Yeah. No, it's about a holiday resort called White Lotus, and
Right.
throughout the season, all different guests come to this resort. The very first episode shows you a horrific scene of some kind, and then it goes back to the past and tells you the whole story. And you have a bunch of characters that check into this hotel, and their storylines happen, and then later some shit goes down. And then the second season is a different resort in another country, and the third season is the same, and that's what we're talking about now. Yeah, man, they're pretty good. And the third season has two of my favorite actors in it, man, of all time. And that is, they've both been in Marvel properties before. You know the guy from Fallout that doesn't have the nose, that actor?
Oh, yeah. Goggins?
Yeah, Walter
Walton
Goggins. Yep, yeah, that's right. It's got Walter Goggins in the third season because every season is a new cast. And it's got who played Justin Hammer in Marvel? What's his name?
Justin Hammer
in Iron Man.
Yeah, I know.
Rockwell. Sam Rockwell.
Sam, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's got those two in it, man, and I love those two, man. I love those two. So yeah, go watch it, Sharif. KJB, brother, your first time on a stream.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm here, mate. I'm here.
Steve's going to be so pissed off he missed you.
Who? Steve. I'll catch up with him. I'm sure there's plenty of time for that, mate. But yeah, no, I thought me bloody internet could handle it, so I'd jump on anyway.
Yeah.
So good to see
you,
fellas,
man.
anyway. Good to see you, fellas.
Lovely to see your face. Lovely to see your face. What are you?
Cool.
What's the biggest movie you're excited for this year, even if it's not comic related?
Oh, biggest movie. Shit.
So far.
Oh, geez, put me on the spot. Normally I could probably rattle off 5, but now that you've asked me, my mind's just gone.
Well, you can hold it there. You can think about it for a while. We'll go on to something else, and we'll come back.
Oh, hang on. Well, what's? I know there's a few. I know we got a few big releases with Marvel and that coming up, don't we? But they're not. But they're not going to be anything. Is it? I can't remember if there's anything DC related coming up though. Captain America? No.
Superman.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Sorry, man. I live in the rainforest and don't get. I try and gather my information. You've
been reading too much Brubaker.
Yeah, probably. I'm actually on a Remender bender at the moment, mate.
Oh, sorry, Remender. Oh, my God, Sharif, I did it again. I get these two guys wrong every time. I always call Remender Brubaker and Brubaker Remender.
What, for Cap? It is Brubaker, isn't it?
Cap, Brubaker does Cap.
No, KJB's been reading a lot of his non-Marvel DC stuff. A Righteous Thirst for Vengeance.
Remender?
Fear
Wilson
Agent, Black Science, Seven to Eternity, all those ones. I've been
Wait,
getting the Giant Generator series. Like, they're brilliant. I love those books, man. They're so good.
Have you started on Sacrifices?
No, who? Remender?
Yeah, Remender. I think the first trade's out. The
Okay.
cover for the first trade, I think it's a bird-looking character. I might be wrong, but
Sacrifices. Yes, the current one.
yes,
I've got the first five issues when it came out, and when I was still buying singles. But I know what you're talking about, bro. Yeah, I've only read the first five. So
What do you think about those first five? Yeah, first five issues, because I've not. I'm waiting for the hardcovers so I can sit and from cover to cover. But what's your impression of the first five issues?
Okay, it's been a while, but let me put it this way, brother. If you like, you've read Black Science or Seven to Eternity,
Just a little bit.
Okay.
We own them. We haven't read them. What do you expect from us?
Sorry, my mistake. Bloody the idiot I am. Of course, I have books like that too, man. It's really good fantasy, bro. He's worked. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to write he knows how to write a good science fiction. Well, it's not science fiction. This is a fantasy one, and I think he's got it down pat now, and he knows how to get the ball rolling. And I think he's got some good stories upstairs, mate. So I think you if put it this way, bro, if you've liked any of Remender's stuff, he's a good storyteller. I think you'll be fine. I've only read the first five, and I'm going to wait for the hardcover. But nothing that I've never heard anyone go, oh man, that's shit, or what, it's always been positive. It's always been good.
Well, Remender must be good because I've read enough of his work to go spend a lot of money on hardcovers that I plan to read. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so, yeah, man, I've got a lot of his work now that I actually need to sit down and read, and so I'm looking forward to a lot.
Yeah, man, look, I highly recommend the dude, honestly. And then, hang on a sec. He had in Servant to Eternity, he had Jermaine Opeña as the artist, who was just oh mate, chef's kiss. And then in Fear Agent, I think it was Tony Moore. And then in Black Science, he had Matteo Scalera, who I think is doing Sacrifices with him now. I think. I'm not positive about that, but yeah. No,
he's got a bit on.
Hey?
He's got a bit on. We keep finding stuff that we didn't know he was doing until we're looking at the FOCs.
Yeah, man. Yeah. No, he's a busy boy. No doubt about it, mate. No doubt. And I haven't heard any anything negative. So about any of his stuff. And to tell you what, I jumped in blind with I've only come back to comics now after a 35-year hiatus or something.
Oh, really?
So the last comic book I bought was 97.
What was it?
I do believe it was A Lady Death. Chaos Comics.
Okay.
They were, the bad girls of the 90s were big in those days, mate. You couldn't buy anything without bloody, weapons upon weapons and pouches, and everyone had pouches on pouches, and and big roid muscles and whatnot. But yeah, it would have been Lady Death, or it would have been Batman. I think what's that big one called where they had the big Cataclysm, Road to No Man's Land. It was around then. That was the last ones that I got. And so then life took me on a different path altogether. And only just recently sort of come back to my roots, back from Adelaide, back up here in the rainforest, up north of Cairns, and found me boxes of books. Oh my God, my girls, where have you been? So I thought, nothing. But it just got me interested. It got me clicking again, and then I was like, oh, they've got these, because I was, back then I was heavily into 2000 AD, so I was getting 2000 AD weeklies, and I was starting to get trade paperbacks back then. That was the big thing. Like, trade paperbacks were making an appearance back then in the at that stage of the 90s. So I was starting to dip my toes into that and going, yep, because being up here in the middle of bloody at the end of the road in Cairns, you don't there's no comic stores up here, mate. And back then in the 90s, there's no internet or nothing. So what I got was what I got. If the newsagent didn't get it, tough bickies, mate. He didn't get it. But anyway, so my daughter sent me the deluxe Watchmen as a birthday present.
Okay.
And I was just like, oh my God. And then around the same time, I had been over to my parents' place and digging through the garage, and I found all these books and all these comics, and it just started me back up again, mate. So, and then I found you guys, and it's just been downhill, and my wallet hates me.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Did you have anything in those boxes that you had totally, completely forgot about, and you lifted it up and you're like, holy shit, this is sick?
I found some stuff like first issues of Carnage.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, other Batman, Spider-Man issues, news agent issues, not DM issues as well.
Yep.
So, yeah. I was heavily into Batman and Nightwing, and I suppose Lady Death and Chaos Comics at the time were right up there. So they were powering along at that stage. So
did you ever get the Lady Death omnibus?
No. The only Chaos stuff I've got is just all in single format, bro.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Can we just take a minute and welcome Brian to the stream?
Hey guys.
Welcome to your first Aussieverse as well, mate. How are you?
Pretty good. How are you guys?
Yeah, pretty good, man. Pretty good. Why don't you introduce yourself to everybody, mate? Who are you?
My name's Byron. I've been part of the Facebook group for maybe a year now. I've been collecting for about 2-3 years. Started getting into it. Pardon?
You bought some books off me as well.
Yeah, the Ice Cream Man.
Yeah, that was one of them. Yeah.
A few of them, actually, yeah. Right now I'm reading Fear Agent.
Oh,
sick.
Staying on topic.
Pretty good stuff.
Good books.
So is this your first dip into Remender?
I believe so.
Did I get it
But
right?
I do have a lot of his work there.
Yes.
Okay, good. What do you think of that one, Fear Agent?
It's pretty interesting so far. I'm about to read the whole origin of Heath.
Yeah.
So, pretty good stuff so far. A lot of twists and all that.
And
cool, yeah. That's a good book.
From my understanding, you only got into independent books pretty recently, didn't you?
Yeah, then I've already got a shit ton of them.
What
But,
got you what got you interested into independence and of the big two?
Invincible.
Were you just too tired of the capes and cowls?
Yeah, because they're all pretty samey stories, and then you've got the TV shows and the films. And guess I just wanted to get into comics that are standalone and are separate from. You're not going to be able to watch TV shows for most of them or films for most of them. So it's unique stories and stuff.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did an Ice Cream Man show.
Oh,
Can you
dude.
imagine? Nice. Yeah.
It'd be like a
I've heard
Twilight Zone sort of thing,
I've heard a few of Brubaker's works are getting shows right now.
Criminal is coming up.
Yes.
Oh,
The dude out of Sons of Anarchy is apparently playing the lead role. Charlie Hunnam. Yeah, Charlie Hunnam's got the lead role as the blonde-haired dude from Criminal. Can't think
I'm
of his
pretty
name.
sure Sebastian Stan's tied to a Reckless show.
wow.
Cool.
Oh, cool.
At
Dude.
least they've got, high tier
That's like my
names.
two favorites right there, Criminal and Reckless. Like, God, did I love those, man. Have you guys all read those?
I haven't read those ones yet.
Sorry, Byron?
I've only read some of his shorter works right now.
Okay, KJB?
Not Criminal or Reckless. I've seen a couple of pages on the internet. I've read some of him and Sean's other Where the Body Was and Night Fever, and that's about it for Brubaker for me, bro. Wise.
You mentioned two books that I haven't read yet.
and they've been on your shelf for how long?
Well, they're two fairly new ones.
Dude, it's like this thick. Especially
hey, at the moment, I am reading nothing but X-Men and the new comics. That's it. That's all I'm reading until I get through the X-Men, man. And I'm doing it all right, man. I've gone through I've gone through my first 3 omnibuses already. I'm on to the 4th. So, I'm getting there.
Another year and a half before you get onto something else?
Dude, I travel a long way for work and back, man. So I'm getting through comics. I'm getting through comics. You better believe it.
Byron, KGB, do you read digital?
No, I can't do digital. I just lose interest like that.
Yeah, man, that would be freaking amazing.
I wasn't really up for it. I'm probably a bit old school and prefer something tangible in my hands, like something, that I can turn the page and read, something that I can hold. But I got over that and borrowed a mate's tablet and shit. Yeah, I've read a bit online, bro. To put it lightly.
It's like he's saying he's a drug addict. Yeah, I've done a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I got through. Man. Once I discovered online stuff, and then I was like reading whole Chuck Dixon runs, like whole 50 issues for Nightwing and Birds of Prey and stuff. All the stuff I was reading back in the 90s when life said turn right, and I was going, I'm going left. It's like, no, mate, turn right. And so there are all the comics that I had to I was reading at the time. So yeah, once I found it, I was like, I'm not buying back issues. I'm going online, mate. So yeah, I don't mind it. I prefer a book, but yeah, online's all right, mate. Online's all right.
Look, man, nothing beats a book. But
Totally.
I love digital. I've said it before and I'll say it again. When you've got a crappy eyesight like me, added to the fact that you don't really pay that much attention to the art and you just read, and digital is a godsend because I zoom into every panel as I'm reading, and I can't miss anything now. And I can't, if I was slower when I'm reading an actual book, maybe I could do that, but digital just forces me to. So, yeah, plus, now I don't have to carry my books when I'm traveling. So that's always another good thing too.
Yeah. Yeah. Those Omnis start weighing a bit after the first hour or so carrying them around.
Yeah, they do. Sharif, do you ever read digitally?
No, because you can't get an artist or a writer to sign on your tablet. No, they've got to sign on their own book.
But it's really good for back issues, bro, that you'll never get or will never be able to find. That's what I've been doing and using it to find a lot of 2000 AD weekly progs that I never, never got. Stuff like it's good for back issue stuff, mate. And I have a bit of a flick through, I don't know if I'm supporting the people I'm supposed to support, but it's all out there on the internet, and you just got to know where to look, and you can find all the latest stuff, just to keep up to date, so to speak. But online's good, mate. Online's good, but I must admit, you can't beat having the book in your hand. That's for sure.
I get what you're saying, but I've got this problem called eBay.
It's out there, isn't it? Eh?
I hate it and I love it because I find so much crap on there, and then next thing you know, haul videos, and then hey, look at what I got, and then this guy said, Jay, you get
your
some
guys' haul videos are just off the hook, mate. I tell you, crazy.
just like Brian, I'm starting to get off the mainstream books, and I'm starting to get just limited. Hey, welcome, Matt. I'm finding books and stories that has a definite start and definite ending really attractive now, that I don't have to find back issues as to why this happened. It's once and done kind of stuff.
Self-contained, yeah.
Self-contained, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man. Nothing wrong with that. It makes it easier, especially on the wallet, that's for sure.
Yeah.
What about you, Byron? Do you ever read digitally?
I feel like if I got into digital, I'd end up selling all my physical stuff. I feel like it kind of if I can read it for free online, why did I spend like $100 for physical? That's why I try to stick to physical. But yeah, that's just me.
Yeah, you're asking one of the deep questions that every collector asks themselves, my friend. I think it was Crushing Crisis actually that I heard him say the way I justify keeping a book on my shelf is if I'm going to read it 3 times at least. That means the first time you read it, the second time like a bit later and you absorb it more or something along those lines, and then the third time you just enjoyed it that much that you want to read it a third time. If you're not going to read it 3 times, it's not worth keeping on your shelf. And it got me thinking, man, because I'm reading through the X-Men, right? I've read the first 2 original X-Men Omnis and whatever now, and I'm like, I've really enjoyed what I've read, but am I going to go back to it a second time? I just don't know if I am. So it makes you wonder things, doesn't it?
Yeah, I try to keep my collection to everything I enjoy reading, but I've got so much backlog I can only read stuff once, and and when I think back, I'm like, do I love it or do I just really like it? And it's
Mate, you're
very hard.
You're talking about backlog with us.
I have to say we're whores though, Sharif. We What about you, KJB? What's your collection like? Like, is it sort of messy and out of control? Is it really anal? Is it a bit of both? What's your setup like?
Well, if you wish to compare it to you two guys, it's probably as messy as all hell. But I like to try and I was a heavy Batman DC freak. You know, I did a bit of Spider-Man and that back in the day, but since been trying to catch up with since Road to No Man's Land with omnibuses and stuff, like where I finished off reading back in the 90s, I'm trying to get all those stories now and, you know, eventually make my way back up to modern. So it's not anal, but I like to keep in things in publishing order, if you know, and sometimes I like to group, not that I have many, you know, like I probably got my whole collection is one shelf of Sharif's, you know, like behind him, and that's my, you know, for hardcovers and stuff. But yeah, I know I like, you know, it's not messy, but it's not it hasn't had the chance to blossom and grow to an out of control monster.
So it is what it is. It is what it is.
It is what it is, mate. It is what it is. But you can find stuff easily. So yeah, it's all
KJB,
you know,
I had a serious back injury years ago. Thank God I can still walk years past when they said I might not. Digital does give you the ability to adjust your posture while reading a lot.
I totally agree, Matt. I totally agree. I deal with back pain, injury, ailments myself, and I know exactly what you're talking about, brother. But yeah, it's nice to be able to get comfy, but stay comfy as well. Like, and sometimes with backs, it's not that bloody easy, unfortunately. But yeah.
All right, let's move on to Avengers Doomsday.
All
Guys, where are our minds at after seeing those chairs and and who's going to be in the movie, to the little shush, to the whatever pieces of information we've all individually heard? What is your hope? What is your realistic? What do you think is actually going to happen? What do you want from this? KJB, brother, you go first.
Rightio. I'll be honest up front. I haven't seen or heard much in regards to this, but my honest, mate, what I want is not for them to turn it into another dog's breakfast, man. You know, I'm trying really hard not to swear. So
You're allowed to swear. You're allowed to swear.
Do it, you know, do it justice, man. I just think some of the stuff recently, man, like, oh my God, it's not even worth talking about. But I hope they do something really good. I hope they do something good with it, man. I hope, like, I'm not even sure of the director who's on there. Like, the only thing I know
brothers again, isn't it?
Is it okay?
Yeah.
I just hope they do something. I hope they do something good with it, bro. That's all. Like, you know, I'm a
so
bit
just
over.
something good. There's nothing you specifically want necessarily.
At this stage of the game, I can't say there is anything specific, brother. Sorry, I'm not that clued in yet. I'm missing something, obviously.
Enough.
Maybe.
Fair enough. No, not necessarily. No. I'm not implying anything. I'm picking your brains. That's all I'm doing.
Bobby Jr. is Doomsday, isn't he? No.
Yes,
Dr.
he
Doom?
is. Yeah.
He is.
Sorry. Yes, Dr. Doom. Yeah.
That's all I know. That's all. That's as much as I know as the moment. Sorry, fellas.
Byron, young man.
Yeah.
Give me your brain. What do you think?
I've had a lot of theories on what the plot could be. Like, because they've done a mix of Avengers, X-Men, and it's the lead in to Secret Wars. I was thinking a mix of AVX and Time Runs Out. So the main incursion would be 616 and the X-Men universe. And that's a pretty justifiable reason on why they would fight instead of like in the comics with the whole Phoenix thing. And Doom's obviously pulling all the strings and then creates Battle World at the end of it.
I don't mind that at all. I do not
However-
mind that at all.
Kevin Feige did say at CinemaCon that the film would just be about the Avengers, Wakandans, F4, Thunderbolts, and X-Men all teaming up against Doom. So that kind of goes against my theory. Unless he's just, trying to avoid saying outright what the actual plot is.
You know what I didn't like about that little thing with the chairs? Thunderbolts hasn't come out yet. And you're telling us all these actors from Thunderbolts are in this movie.
Yeah,
So-
they spoiled the movie.
So now no matter what happens in Thunderbolts, you know they're not going to die. You know?
Taskmaster's the only one that dies. They end up beating Sentry, and Sentry ends up joining them at the end of it, part of the
Well,
team.
yeah, either that or they're going to throw him in a nut house. It's going to be like one of those two, right? There's
And
no
then
other
they
third
call,
option.
and then they get him out for Avengers, since he's confirmed for it. Who knows? But yeah,
God.
definitely is a bit of annoying. They've lost that Suicide Squad factor of anyone can die.
Mm.
But
Yeah, I
it
wouldn't
is
be
what it
surprised.
is.
Yeah, and then they bring Null though, and then they have the whole Null ripping Sentry in half in a future movie, just like in the comics, KKB, if you didn't know.
Sorry, bud.
Just like in the comics, if you weren't aware of that.
Yeah. I'm not the big.
You ripped them apart, man.
I know bits and pieces, but I'm not. I'm certainly not up to date with Avengers and stuff like that, mate.
Tom Hardy did come out and say that there was going to be a crossover with Tom Holland, but it ended up not happening. So whether or not it will ever happen, I don't think it will.
Oh man, that last movie was such trash.
They've all been trash, man. They've all been trash. Like I've
Yeah.
enjoyed them, but they've been trash, all of them.
We'll put it this way: the first one was watchable. The second one, oh my god! But that third one, where they tried to bring in the comedy aspect to it, I was like, what?
All of it's been a comedy, bro.
Underrated.
What have I been watching?
All of them have had way too much humor, man.
Yeah, I agree. Venom is a serious character. Like, I've never really gotten a comic effect from the comics, like reading the comics or comedic, I should say. Like, I don't know, man. I'm reading the wrong stuff or watching the wrong stuff, obviously. I don't know. But, yeah, I don't hold much hope. I hope Doomsday is good. I do. I really do. It'd make it worthwhile.
Yeah, the whole Doctor Doom part really throws me. Like,
It'd be
because I
interesting.
believe in Robert Downey.
Sorry.
I believe in Robert Downey Jr. and I love him as an actor. But why?
I'll tell you why. Because Marvel for the past couple of years they've been putting out garbage, and now they're banking on
No,
people
I know, but I didn't ask
they-
for the real reason why.
Yeah,
I meant the reason why in the movies. Like,
They
how are
did
you gonna
say
explain-
it would be connected to his death in Endgame,
Oh,
so they're gonna try and tie it back to that.
How is his death in Endgame got anything to do with him being Doctor Doom?
It's gonna be some, like, hopefully not too convoluted, like, story
No.
reason.
Like, you know what the problem is? I think I'm going to get angry no matter what, right? Like, if he comes out as Doctor Doom and that's all it is, like it's a completely new character. It's got nothing to do with Tony Stark, or they're not going to somehow explain it, like him being a variant of Tony that becomes Doctor Doom, or something along those lines. I'm going to be sitting there the whole time going, "This is just a bunch of shit." Like, you
I
can't
think
just
it's
put
definitely
Iron
gonna
Man
be
as Doctor
a
Doom.
variant.
yeah,
where is Fantastic Four gonna fit into all of this?
yeah.
I've
That's a good
heard
question.
Doom is in Fantastic Four, RDJ. But
I
those are
reckon-
just rumors.
I
He's the
reckon the
Doctor
end-
Doom from their universe, possibly.
Yeah, see, I thought that too. Maybe there's 2 Doctor Dooms.
The 616 could be a new actor that ends up being either
But would they
post
really
Secret
hire
Wars.
Robert Downey Jr. to play a variant of Doom for one movie?
Yeah,
Maybe they would. I don't know.
Mm.
I think that'd be a waste of $100 million, but who knows?
You know what?
And
Was a
they
waste
did say
of $100 million.
there is a lot more casting they haven't revealed yet, so
Yeah.
we're gonna see who they confirm.
I'm kind of hoping it isn't Avengers versus X-Men because that would be sick. Anyway, we're going to close off soon. So, what else do you want to talk about? We've got a few other things we can. Sharif?
I'll follow your lead. Where have you got in the list?
Well, boys, what about you two? You got anything you want to bring up before we go?
Are you guys excited for the Spider-Man Brand New Day?
Yeah, I'm never going to be able to help it. Spider-Man movie. Every Spider-Man movie I'm going to be excited for. So I'm the easy answer. You guys?
Well,
I just want to see his new threads. We just got a glimpse of it at the end of the last one.
Yeah.
The director did say he'd get a new suit, unfortunately.
Yeah. The new Herald, Matt, is going to be Shyla Barr, which is a variant. Well, sorry, she's in the 616, but she's going to be a variant where she's the Silver Surfer, which happened in a comic once in another universe.
Earth X, I believe.
Earth X, yeah.
The way you
I
pronounce your
think
name,
I think that's because when
What?
616
the way you pronounce her name, I thought you said Shia LaBeouf. I said, wait. Has he been? When did he get cast?
I thought the same. I heard the same thing, bro. I was like, hang on, he's a she now. Okay. Who knows? Who knows? No, Spider-Man Brand New Day. I haven't heard another one. I haven't heard. I need to catch up on and find out some more information about it. Unfortunately, holes to the collectors after all.
And you want to
Do you
go? You go.
Do you ever think they could ever make a good Aliens versus Predator movie?
Of course they could, but would they?
But yeah, that's probably my question. I know.
God, I'd love to see that, man.
It begs to be done. But yeah, or Aliens versus X-Men.
Nah, that'll never happen.
Aliens
many
vs.
guys.
Avengers by Hickman's happening right now.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a movie. Sorry.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I've heard
yeah.
I haven't read it yet, but I've heard it's very good. So if they just adapted that, it could
Yeah.
be a pretty good film.
I'll have a look at it. I haven't had a look at that one. Aliens and Avengers. Right.
It's what? Just four issues?
Yeah.
Quick read.
Cool.
I've
I'll
read
have a
the
look at
first
that
one.
tonight.
What you think?
Yeah, it's good. It actually is. Yeah, it's very good.
I like how they involve the symbiote in the plot.
You'll have to read to find out.
Oh
Yeah.
crap!
Cool.
Did a symbiote take over a xenomorph? This. Holy shit!
So before we go, Therese, what shows have we got coming up? I know we don't have actually any plan, but you've always got these recordings ready. So what else have you got that you want to show the world that will come out in 1 or 2 or 3 videos?
I've got 3 custom books ready for a recording. You and I, we've got this to review.
Oh, yes, we do too. Yep.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah. And I've got a shit ton of Kickstarters in a box just ready to go.
Okay.
Sweet.
Okay. I am getting my comics tomorrow from Comic Bookaroo. I think I've got about 10 books in there. So we'll have stuff for a haul soon, I guess. Or we'll build it up a bit and make it an even bigger video, which is what tends to happen. No?
Please don't, because I've got 2 boxes in the hallway just waiting. Can we just get through that? and then I'm about to ship more books over, so that's gonna take another 3 weeks, 4 weeks. So in another month we'll get my last haul.
Sounds like a you problem, man.
I've got my comic book coming as well.
Oh, do you? What are you getting?
Just a bunch of trades, about 8, I think. But they also included a freebie for my birthday.
Oh, that's nice.
You should jump on and.
So very excited to see what that is.
And have a share.
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, man. No worries. We'll let you know. I think we'll probably do it next week. What about the Running Man remake? Is there a new Running Man remake? Is that what you're saying? You breaking that news too?
Is that the Schwarzenegger one?
Yeah.
Back in the 80s?
Yeah.
Late 80s? Yeah, right.
Okay. Did you guys see the trailer today, speaking of remakes, of The Naked Gun?
I did see a bit of that.
Well, I wouldn't say it's a remake, because I wouldn't say
it's a sequel. It's a full one.
It's a progression from Leslie Nielsen's.
It is, actually.
Yeah.
There is a new Running Man. Okay, November this year. Wow. Okay. But yeah, man, they just released a trailer for Liam Neeson as the new Detective Draven in The Naked Gun, and he's the son.
Liam Neeson. Okay.
Yeah, and it looks funny as hell, man. It's a funny trailer.
Has he dyed his hair blonde?
Well, no, he was white hair, wasn't he? What was his name?
Original dude.
Leslie Nielsen.
Yeah.
Leslie Nielsen, yeah.
Leslie Nielsen, yeah. He had white hair, didn't he?
Yeah. He did have white hair, mate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Blondie white or whitey blonde.
And you know what other trailer? You know what other trailer I saw today that I was quite impressed with? Did you ever see Megan? You know, the robot girl?
Oh,
I saw that new one.
Yeah.
So
I always knew they were making a sequel. And up until I saw the trailer, I didn't realize that the whole time I've been hearing about it, I just assumed that they'd just sort of rehashed the first one. Do you know what I mean? Kill a robot again, you know? But it actually looks really good, man. So they get the killer robot, but it's in like another body that can't harm anybody. But then there's another robot that gets loose, and she's like an older woman. So they have to recreate Megan to help them, because she's still programmed to protect the daughter and fight this other robot that's out there. So it's pretty cool, man. It looks good.
Yeah, it's just done like a genre flip from horror to action, and it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, exactly. So if you've got 2 trailers to look at, man, go check out Megan 2.0 and oh God, I'm so excited about that one. I've forgotten what the other one we were just
The Naked Gun.
Running Man.
The Naked Gun. Thank you. Yeah.
Running Man.
4 minutes out of your life.
Spider-Man, brand new day. I got a heap to look at.
Have you guys seen the Superman sneak peek?
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier.
Oh,
AJB, you know it?
No, I haven't seen it, but you know, it's cool. I'm not worried about sport. You know, that's another thing I got to watch tonight. I'll have a look for.
It's just an extended scene. That's all it is.
Mm.
Still good to see.
It's very promising.
From the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Still good to see. It's not a trailer.
Yeah, you know, sometimes they do extended trailers that aren't really incorporated in the movie. It's just something they've just gone, oh, this ended up on the floor. We'll give the peasants this, you know, and they can watch this. So Cool.
All right. Anything else you guys want to talk about before we head off?
All good, mate. All good. I'm glad. Appreciate coming on.
What's your favourite issue of Al Capone Vampire? It's become such a joke, hasn't it? KJB, I'm so sorry. I totally ignored you. I heard what you said, and you are so very welcome, man. It has been a long time coming. We at Aussieverse owe you a thanks, man, because you've been a supporter of us for so long now. Seriously, dude, thank you so much. And anytime you want to come back on, you just let us know, man. I know that you're dependent on your internet connection and things over there, but you're welcome anytime, okay?
Yeah, mate. You can't hold it against me that I'm up a rainforest tree, you know, holding with me old TV antennas and hoping I get a good connection, you know. But nah, it's all good, you know. I'm glad I found you guys. You know, from the moment I seen you guys, well, whenever it was, and you was, I think you only had 150 or 200 subscribers. I was like, wow, we finally got an Aussie near mint condition. I was like, choice. Here we go. Not yet, but the possibilities are there, my friend, and I can see the potential. And I was just like, nah, I'm supporting Aussies, mate. Here we go. Let's go.
Thank you very much, man. I just got in Sharif's videos. You'll see when he does reviews, he has the whole camera, you know, looking down like people do reviews. I've finally got one, and I'm testing it out this weekend. And if it's successful, I'll start doing my own reviews. But I think I'm going to keep it to members only, because I need to make something that's just for the members, because that's the point. Anyway, I digress. Byron, your first time on here too, man. I've met you in person a couple of times. You've always been a very, very down-to-earth, very nice guy, man, and I've always appreciated you. And I
appreciate the group you guys have created and just making an enjoyable environment, and I'm going to try and support the channel more, for sure.
Thank you very much, brother. All you need to do is subscribe, my friend. And you ever want to come back on? You ever see us doing a live again, even if we haven't put out the call, guys, and you want to jump on, all you got to do is message me and say, hey, I want to come on. I'll share you the link. Boom, bada, boom, bada, boom. Okay?
Sounds
now,
good.
The last people we have to thank is Comic Bookaroo. They are our humble sponsors. We usually do this in the middle, but, you know, we'll do it at the end. We'll come back and say goodbye.
Comic Bookaroo, proud sponsors of Aussieverse for all your comic book needs. Graphic novels, hardcovers, omnibuses, single issues. Don't forget to pre-order every Sunday at Comic Bookaroo.
And if you did stick with us, we really want to say thank you so much for spending your Friday night here at Aussieverse. Or if you are watching this later on the replay, thank you very much for watching all of this. Go check out other playlists. There is many more things on Aussieverse. We do try to promote other people coming on. If you ever want to do that, feel free, because we're all friends here and we all want to talk about comics. Guys, thank you once again. Sharif, thank you for joining me tonight. I really, really appreciate it. Brother, what is it you want to say?
Just the last question to our two guests, the one that we've always asked.
Oh, you want to ask that question?
See if they've been keeping up.
You know what? I've got a feeling that they may have. You're very welcome, guys. Go for it.
From the
guys,
tomb to the
we want
womb.
to turn around and ask you, what is Aussieverse? What is it?
Byron?
Oh, you can go first.
It's for life.
For life.
Life.
Thank you very much. I will be on Cliff on Comics tomorrow at 11 a.m. He wanted me to be on there to do a show with him. It's going to be interviewing DM Ray. We've had him on the show a couple of times. So if you are up tomorrow morning, go to Cliff on Comics, 11 a.m. Melbourne time. We will catch you next time for our FOC, the same time as always, 7 p.m. on a Wednesday. We'll catch you then, and some other shows coming up. Catch you very next time, and thank you so much.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
guys.
guys.